Hi and welcome back to my channel Crafty Calamity. So today I'm coming back in with a topper from the goodie box my first goodie box that I got, which had the Hunkydory favourite Christmas toppers selection in there. So one of them that I got was the Feathered Friends, which are mostly of hares. I do have a couple of birds in these ones, so maybe that's why they're called Feathered Friends instead of Furry Friends. And then in my box I got this foliage, Christmas festive foliage I think it was called, adorable scoreable card. So that's what we're using today, and some gold mirror because they've got the gold around the frame. So I've got my 6x6 card cut from a 12x12 piece of cardstock, folded in half at 6, and then I went ahead and marked where I'm going to do the cuts, because this is going to be a cutaway card, and I shouldn't have scored it, but I did by mistake. So as you can see, that's a 6-inch card, and I'm going to cut this down to the 1.5 score line that I made on here. So that's going to be cut down there. So I'm going to keep that bit because that's got to go on the front of the card, and then I'm going to cut this one down to the 1.5 mark again, so about there, and hopefully that should be even. That's just the bit we don't, this is the bit we don't need. So then this bit will go like that, and this bit will go at the bottom with the sentiment going across the top, with any luck, if my cards are going to work out the way they're meant to. So as this is a 6x6 card, I'm going to cut this bit of mirror down to 2 notches under the 6, and then this way it should be, so it's going to be 1.5, so 2 notches under the 1.5, and I should be able to get 2 pieces for the front of my card. So that's going to be for that one, and then the same for the other one, once I get my card in the right place. So 2.5, sorry. So that's 2.5, so it needs to be 2 notches under the 2.5. No, 1.5, I was right the first time, because normally I do 2.5, but I've done 1.5 this time. So 2 notches under the 1.5, which is there, and then that should be the bit for my top one. That bit I can just put to the side and keep for later on. So that one's going to go across there, and that one's going to go, it seems to be a bit shorter than what I wanted it for some reason. So is that, why are you shorter? Okay, I don't know why that's come out shorter, because it should only be 2 notches under the 6. Yeah, that's 2 notches under the 6. Oh, you're slightly off 6-inch for some reason. So I'm just going to cut this down to the 6. That's why it's looking a bit big. Oops. I don't like going that way. And a thin bit of card to be cut off. And we're going to have to check this one as well, just to make sure that it's 6. Blades come out. So it's only a minuscule out, but still don't think this one's right. Okay, that's not too bad now. I've cut that bit off. So I've checked this one just to make sure. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So always check your cards when you're cutting them down, because otherwise you'll end up like me, getting it all wrong. So this one needs to be 4 notches under the 1.5. By then the 6. So that needs to be 4 notches under the 6. Get that little bit to the side. That's 1 for there. And do the same again. So 1.5, and then 4 notches under the 1.5. Make sure it's straight on your cutting. Pull that out. Turn that around, and then 4 notches under the 6 that way. And that would be for the top bit, which is going to go there, and that's going to go on the top like so. Like that, like that. And then just going to bring in my topper sheet for a minute. So we're going with this big bunny at the top, or hair at the top. Get this out like so. I'm just going to put that to the side for the minute. Just going to have a little look and see how this is going to come together. Whether I need to put another piece of card just to support that a bit on the back, because I think I'm going to use all of the sheets. So I could use a bit of this, but I think it's a bit too small though. So I'm going to get another piece of card. I have loads of scrap bits of cards that I can use, so I'm not cutting into another full sheet of... Oh, I've just thrown something on the floor. Let me pick that up before I do anything else. So I've got another bit of 6 by 6 bit of cardstock that I'm going to cut down to see what size this topper is. I'm just going to measure it on here. So it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to take this down to, I'm going to do 4 1/2 both ways, so that we get a little bit of a white border. So 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. And put them two to the side. Just pick this up for a minute. That'll go like that. So I'm just going to bring in a bit of gold mirror. So that's 4 1/2. So I need to do 2 notches under 4 1/2. And again 4 notches under 4 1/2. Did I do that right that way? No. That's 4 1/2 that way. Oh dear. So 4 1/2 is there. 2 notches under 4 1/2 is there. I'll try this again. So that's what I wanted to do. So 4 1/2, 2 notches under 4 1/2 is there. And then this bit should fit onto here with a little bit of a border. Like so. And then I'm going to cut another bit of the green, hopefully. I think maybe I should have gone slightly bigger with my piece of card that's going to be used as a back slab to hold this in place. So before I go cutting any more, I'm just going to go and see if I need to cut another piece of white card. So I think maybe I should have gone 5 by 5. So I'm going to redo that because I'm not happy with how that is looking. So So I'm just going to get rid of some of this out of the way, rubbish, just so that I've got a bit of space to move around, work with. So I'm just going to bring in another bit of card. This should be big enough. I can use that on something else. And I have a smaller card to do, so I'm going to cut this one down to 5 this time, by 5. And then hopefully I've got a bit of mirror that I can use. Throw that bit in the bin because I don't need it. So I'm just going to bring this in, so it's 5. So I'm going to go 2 notches under the 5. So this is the same mirror, it's just off of a bigger sheet. So it's from an A4 sheet that I had already cut down. And that one should be about right now. So I'm just going to check with this one. That's better. And then hopefully, if I bring this back in, there should be a bit of, yeah. So now I'm going to cut down, so 4 notches under the 5 on this one. And the same this way. And then that should be all the cutting that I have to do for this card. That's going to go onto there. Put that over there for a minute out of my way. Just going to put that over there. Just going to pick these up. Oops. Just going to try and move bits out of the way so I've got a bit of room around here to work with, to work around, so that you can see what I'm doing. Just going to put that there for a minute. Just going to get my topper sheet. Right. So here comes the fun bit of assembling. So I'm going to glue this to the mirror with a little bit of all-purpose glue down the middle, bit of tacky glue down on the corners. I've just refilled all my bottles up. Doesn't really matter which way around you put this onto here, just matters which way you want the card to be. I don't think there's a wrong or a right way with this festive foliage on this piece of card. So I'm just going to bring this bit in. So I'm just putting all this onto the mirror first before I assemble it all onto my card. And this one is for the middle of the card. So I'm just going to put a bit of all-purpose glue just in the centres down there, and a bit of tacky glue on the corners. And then place that down, give it a bit of a press down once you're happy with it, so it sticks. And then bring in this bit of white card, which is my centre, and then tacky glue in the corners again, like so. And then place this down onto your piece of white card stock. So it looks like that. Move that to the side for the moment. I think it's moved slightly. Okay. And then bring your card front back in. And then your little strips that you've done, and then all purpose onto the back of that one again, tacky glue, and then flip and stick. So that is that bit. And then this one, Same again. All-purpose glue down the middle, tacky glue on the corners, flip and stick. And hopefully these all look like they're supposed to be. Okay. And then this one is going to go at the bottom here, which might be that way up. Like so. And this one is going to be the one that holds the card together. So that's going to be there. I might put it that way actually. So that's going to go that way with the topper on there. So this one is what I'm going to be putting this double-sided foam pads onto. Just down the bottoms, on the ends, on the edges. Just so it's got something to stick to the card. Again with this one, this end, might stick another couple on there if I can fit them in. A bit closer together than the bottom, like so. Just going to move that out of the way for this moment. Pull the backings off. Oops. A bit of tacky glue on this one. Need to put this in place. So I'm just going to bring this down to me so that I can see what I'm doing, because otherwise it's not going to stick where I want it to stick. And hopefully I might have to turn it around so it's sideways on instead of front ways on, just so that I can stick these down, this down onto here. I'm just going to put a bit of tacky glue on this bit as well, just for, oh, and I'll stick my finger right on the pad. I'm just going to stick that down. I won't need to straighten it up, otherwise it's going to go on wonky. Just going to have eyeball it. Just place it down very gently until you're happy, and then press down once you've got your card in place. And then when you open it up, it should stand up, which it does. So hey, bravo to me. I've only ever seen this card done once like this by, I think it was Cyril Jane that I've seen do this card. But as I say, this is my first attempt at making this one, so hopefully I've done it justice and it looks good. So now I'm just going to take these frames out. So I'm going to use this one here, the outer frame, I think, and then I'm going to have a look and see what it looks like once I have put that on. So you can go straight if you like, or you can go at an angle, but if I go at an angle it's going to be like that, and then this is going to sit in there like so on the front. And I'm just trying to toy around with this one, whether I want to use this one on here or not, because it's got a lot of blue in that one, but I don't know whether I want to put that in like that and then this one on the top, or not have that one, the blue one. No, I'm not going to put the blue one in, I don't like it. So the blue one's not going in. So I'm just going to get some strips for this one. I'm not going to go into the corners of this one, I'm just going to go around the edges. So I'm not going all the way down to the corner, because obviously this is going to go in at an angle, so I don't need it in them corners because they're going to be poking off the ends. of the card, and you don't want to be seeing foam pad workings from the underside of the card. So I'm just working my way around, trying to get them a little bit straighter, so they're in the middle of the frame rather than on the edge of the frame. And last one for this bit, I'm just going to place that, place that there. And then take the backings off, and so. Like so. Excuse me. And I'm just going to grab the corners because it's easier, because they do not have any glue or foam pads on them corners. I'm just going to try and line it up as best I can, and hopefully you won't see, you might see a little bit of foam pad there because I went a bit close to the edges there, not realising that this bit was the bit that I should have paid more attention to. But if you want to, you can use your craft knife, and if you're very careful you might be able to pick away some of this foam pad like so, and then it sticks to your hand. Try and take that off, that's better. And that bit's got stuck again. Come on. Thank you. Do the same with this side. And move your fingers out of the way, because these knives are pretty sharp. Let's put the cover back on that one. So that is that one. I mean, with this card I could have taken this bit up a little bit higher because it's a little bit low there and a bit taller there, so it would have gone a bit better, but I'm happy with how that goes. And I'm going to put some foam pads on the back of here. Ready for it to go onto the front of my card, and then I'll decide on the sentiment that I want to use. That's another empty sheet. I'm going to start on a new pad set. Then the same again. Got all the backings off. No, one more. Just double checking to make sure I pulled them all off. Just a little bit of tacky glue on the back of these ones. Again, bring this down a little bit just so that I can see where I need to put this, because otherwise it's not going to go where I want it to go. Just going to open it up just for a minute. It's not perfectly straight, but with that glue on the back it gives you a little bit of wriggle time, hopefully. Yep. To actually pull it so it's kind of, if I put my card straight then maybe my topper will be straight. She says. Okay, let's try this again. That looks a bit better. And then just press it down Yeah, that's a bit better. So put that one on. This one's got 4 sentiments on it, but as this card is not that big, I don't really want to put a big sentiment on it. So this one's got a little bird on it, so I could put the season's tweetings on it, or I could just put the little Happy Christmas, but I want to keep the little Happy Christmas one for this little hare. So I'm going to go with this one because this one's actually got the robin in it. I know it's blue on green, but there would have been blue in there if I'd used the inner frame. But I'm just trying to use some of the stuff that I got in my goodie box. So with these toppers you don't get any like cardstock with them or any inserts with them. So this one will not have an insert in at the moment, but it might have a insert put in from something else that I've got with a hare or a robin. Or I might just end up putting just a Christmas verse in there from one of my Trim Me pads or Perfect Verses pads that I've got for Christmas, with the Christmas ones in. So when you see me doing my videos, you'll always see that I work with just Hunkydory mainly. I don't use a lot of other designs, I use mainly Hunkydory. So there we have that one. I'm just going to move that out of the way for a minute. So that will stand up as a tent fold, and that's how it looks from the front when it's standing up. It's not perfect, I do admit, but that's my first go at making what they call a cutaway card without using acetate for the background. So if I really wanted to, I could go in there with a bit of gold mirror underneath, so that when you know when you open the card, you've seen all my other cards. So this is just a thing. So you can have a bit of gold mirror there, and then I could put like an insert in there, or I could put a bit of this on, and then I can put so that would look like that, or that would look like that. And then it's hard to show. So if I put that like that and that like that, and then you shut that, you'll see on the side there. It's hard to pick up on this there. So that's how it would look. So the same as the outside, but on the inside as well. And then you could use just bring none of these down. I don't think this is the Christmas one. Yeah, this is the Christmas one. So let me just move you over. Sorry, mate. So you could use one of these. It's not what's under the tree that matters. It's who gathers around it. So you could cut one of them out if you didn't want to use the gold mirror and that, or you could use a bit of gold mirror and then one of them on the top, or you could use another piece of insert paper from another pad that you have, or from another kit that you've got with, I don't know, like some of the bunnies, because I get some leftover inserts from some of my kits. So that is an option number 1. Or number 2, you just put one of them in, or you can use a Trim Me one and put one of them in, and then you've got space to write all your who it's to and blah de blah de blah and all that. Yes, so I'm just going to have a bit of a tidy down, and then sort out ready for my next card for this one. I think I'm only going to do the next card, which will be this one, which will probably be with that sentiment or that sentiment, I'm not sure. And then I've got a border, I couldn't think what it was called, and then I'll have 2 like toppers left. I might do that one, but I tend to only make 3 cards on a video, 2 cards on a video, sorry, because some of my videos are quite long and can be like, it's the same with any videos that people watch, you know, the smaller cards I do off screen. So I'm just going to clean up and get ready for my next card, so see you in a bit. Okay, back with my second card. So I've got a piece of card that's 6 by 6, and on my scoreboard I scored it at 6, and then I've scored it at 3. So this is going to be an easel card. So folded that bit there. Just going to fold and score this bit. Just along there, score it along there, and then that should sit like so. If this was actually scored, I mean burnished down properly, so it sits like that in there. So I'm going to be using this little hair one that was off that same topper sheet that I was using just before, and that's all the frames. I was just taking them out so I could see what was going to work. And then I have this Duo Design paper pad, which is the dots and sketch stripes. So I've gone with this blue dotty one because when I put this on without the middle frame, which I'm not going to be using, that hit kind of looked like it was snowing in the background with the dots and the blue, and it seems to match with the foliage on there as well. I think I only need one sheet of that. I'm not 100% sure, but if I do need another one, it's at the side of me there. So as I said, this one does not have any inserts or any cards cardstock to match. So for this one I'm going to use some gold mirror. I think I need one piece because I think I've got some spare pieces over there. So I'm just going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to cut this down to 2 notches under the 6, because this is going to be the inside that way, and then 2 notches under the 6. So my trimmer is a Hunkydory one, so that should be for the inside, which is under there like so. And then I'm going to cut this one down to 4 notches under the 6, and then 4 notches under the 6 like so. And I find that when you're cutting this kind of the duo pads, because it is it's not a matte finish, it's a, I don't know what kind of finish this is, it doesn't actually say on there. So the kind of shiny sheets, so that is going to go onto there underneath, and then hopefully this bit is going to be big enough to do, no, I'm going to have to get another sheet out. So I think I'm going to use the same blue dots one, which is this one here, because I don't think I have a different one to put on the front. So I've only got purple, I've got the big blue dots, but I don't think I like that one so much. I don't know, let me have a little look. So this is what, when you don't have matching cardstock, you have to go through your stash to find out what you've got that works with certain things. No, I think I prefer the blue dots, so I'm going to go with the blue dots. Back to my blue dots, which is on the blue side of this one. And as you can see from this one, it's got the stripes on the back as well. So this one needs to be 4 notches under the 3, and then 4 notches under the 6. Just take my blade back to the top. 4 notches under the 6 for the top bit, and then I'm going to find a piece of card mirror that hopefully this one might be big enough. I'll just check it on here. So it should be 2 notches under the 6, which just not quite, so it just needs a little sliver taken off. And then it needs to be 2 notches under the 3 this way. And then that bit can just go in the bin because I'm not going to use a thin sliver like that. I'm just going to bring in my topper sheet because it's got the border on, so this bit and this bit go together like that. So that's going to be the top when my border is, where my topper is going to sit, and this is for the bottom. Sometimes I use tape for this. I don't always use my glue, but I'm going to use this all-purpose glue on here, and I'm going to bring my tape in just for the little corners. If I can get my lid off. There we go. So I'm just going to put a little bit in each 4 corner, just so that when I put it down onto the card it's going to stick in them corners. And as it's a dotty one, it doesn't matter which way up you put this. And it should be okay. Oops, I'm knocking everything flying. So I'm going to do the same with this one. A little bit in the 4 corners, because that is all you need really. And then a little bit of all-purpose glue down the centre. Like so. And then bring that in and hopefully stick this down so it's even round all the sides, like so. Got a bit of glue there, but and then this is going to go on the inside, so this is where you can put your verse and who to if you want to, or if you don't want to write on this bit you can write on the inside, on the back of the card. Choice is yours. So I'm just going to bring my card in, and I'm going to stick this in here, which I'm going to put it in this way up, I think. And then stick it down and give it a good press down so that it sticks. And then the same with this top layer. And if some of you say, there was a lady that watched one of my videos, I can't remember her name at the moment, but she was saying she couldn't see what I was doing, but she didn't explain what she couldn't see, because I've looked the video over and I couldn't see what she was saying about. So if you are that lady, please do leave a message or another comment. I did reply to your message, so please do leave me another message and I can try and figure out what it is that you can't see on my video, and then maybe I can adjust or do something to actually change that so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stick some sticky back foam pads on here, like so. Obviously this one I'm going to be using, so this one is, oops, and I've done that wrong already, so I need to take 2 of them off. This is what happens when you're chatting away and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, because it's a easel card, not a tent fold that I'm doing, but they come off pretty cool, so they should be able to stick, so it just comes over a little bit without actually see-through, yes. So that is cool on there. Now I've lost my strips though either side of me. So this one, I don't think this is the right or wrong way up for this frame. So I'm just going to come along on this bottom one, snip off the bit I don't need, bring in another one, turn it around and go just a little way up, because obviously this is going to be the bit that's getting shown where you don't want your foam pads to be. And I'm just going to pull these off. I'll do the inside bit with the border strip. So if people can't see what I'm doing when I'm sitting here, well, you can't see me now, it's just because I'm taking all the backings off of the foam pads, so that bit you will not see me do on video. Sometimes you will, it depends if I'm in frame or not. So this is just going to go, hopefully, yep, just there, and it shouldn't show, no, so it's not showing any of the backing. Hopefully these are all in the right place, not too high up. So I'm just going to put that down, just going to turn this around so it's easier for me to work with. I'm just going to put a bit of tacky glue onto the backs of these ones, just so it's a little bit easier for me when I'm placing it down, and hopefully if it's straight, then hopefully, it's hard to see where these are going to go, so I'm just going to, yeah, so they're a bit high up, so hopefully I can get these ones off, oops, and just move them down a little bit. Just going to put that down on the flat surface so that I can lift these up and just bring them into there. Normally the best thing I find, or I should have done really, is like when you're trying to do like something like this and you're doing a tent fold, or not a tent fold, and you're doing a easel card and you don't need the foam pads to be all over the topper or frame itself. Normally what you do is place the topper onto the card and then mark the back with a pencil, and then you'll know roughly where you need to go with your foam pads, which is kind of a lesson I've learnt from Sybil Jane. So if many of you people watch Sybil Jane like I do, she is a great card maker. Some of her cards that she makes, I think to myself, yeah, I'm going to try that one. And then when I come to have a go at doing it, I'm thinking, how did she do that? So I never end up making some of the cards. She made one just recently with the robins from the, what was it from? I think it was from one of the pads, craft pads that she had. And I was looking at that and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's a great card. And then I thought, oh yeah, I'll have a go. I think I only watched it this morning actually, so because I'm a bit behind with like watching all the videos of people, because I do have to catch up all my videos over the weekend of watching, well, I say weekend, like Saturday night, Sunday morning, Monday, because I do work, as I said before, full time, so I do not get to watch a lot of crafting videos, or any videos for that matter. And I love watching my Hunkydory TV ones, so the ones I do get to watch on a Monday morning, I love that. And then the rest of the week I have to catch up on that. And then Sybil Jane, when she does hers, I tend to have to catch up with her video making as well, her card making videos as well, which I love anyway, so it's kind of enjoying to watch and relaxing in some of the mornings when I get up before I do my own crafting. So she is a brilliant card maker, as I said. She's epic. So if you are a member, if you have subscribed to my channel, then please do pop along to Sybil Jane Concoctions and have a look at her video, and do subscribe. We're both UK Hunkydory fans, or fanatics if you like. Both love Hunkydory, both love making cards, and yeah, so have a look. Right, back to this card. So this is going to be the stopper for this card, so I need to trim it down just a little bit on this one side, and then I should be able to cut the other bit off once I have stuck this down, hopefully. So I've just used 2 foam strips on the back of here, and these foam strips are from Amazon. So I think they're about £8 for, I can't remember how many sheets I got, but they are quite good because they're thin, narrow, but at the same time they are like, oops, put that on wonky. Oh no. They are very awkward for getting the backings off sometimes. Well, not awkward, they're just, because they're so thin, they seem to be hard to get off of the sheet itself, and they stick to your fingers a little bit, but once you've got them off the sheet, they're quite easy to work with. So yeah, just making sure I was using my right scissors, because I have ones for this kind of work, stickiness. So that's the border, which is going to help support the card when it's standing up, and hopefully it's straight. It doesn't look very straight, but yeah, it does look okay. Yeah, that's fine. It didn't look very straight from the angle I was looking at. So now we're just going to come in with this one, which I'm going to use my favourite, which are these oblong type. And that's just going to come in front of that border that I've put there. And then, apart from putting some gems on, this card will be virtually done. Just going to move that down just a tad. So there's that one there. I'm just going to find some gems. I don't want gold ones this time. I think I might go with some, like these blue ones. And I'm going to get out my smaller tray thing. Only because the last time when I used my bigger tray, they seemed to go, when I was packing them away, they seemed to go virtually everywhere. So even though these are like tip out everywhere as well, and they, oh, I've got one stuck to my hand. They are very tiny. There's very tiny gems in there as well, like really small ones. So let me just hold that. No, I'm going to put the front ones on first, because otherwise I'll end up. So I'm just going to do a couple of random around this one, and then see how it looks once I've done it. I don't really have a like a goal for what ones I'm going to use. I just randomly pick what ones I like. So this is me picking ones out that I like. As I say, they're all small gems, big gems, medium sized, tiny gems. This one just fell out of the box there. That's really tiny. Hopefully that landed in there. Excuse me while I clear my throat. Got a bit of a dry throat. And there's another one. I'll put one more on there. I might go with a smaller one. Just to shake things up a little bit. I don't need to put that many on. I'm just going to put one more, I think, up here. And maybe one more up here. If I can get any more out of that style. There's one there. It's upside down. Actually, might come in one of these ones. They look quite cool. Yeah, let's go with that one. And the same with that one over there. So these have got a mixture of different colour shaded blues and that as well. So I'm just going to put, oops, a bit too much glue on that one. A couple down on the bottom here. Sort of that kind of shiny feel. So I think that's going to be it for that one. The first card, I didn't really put any gems on that one. I could go in now and put the gems on before I finish this video. You don't have to put gems on every video. You don't have to put gems on every card that you do. That is, you know, your choice. I'm just going to put a couple on it because of the not that one. Because of the foliage that it's got on here. I don't think these gems will pick up very well, but I'm just going to put a couple. So I'm just going to put one there and maybe one there. But I'm not going to go, I was going to go green, but I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Happy with them. Two there. And then one there, and then one there. And that's all I'm going to put on this one because it's got a lot of foliage, as I said. Green foliage. These are a little bit smaller, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to put another one there. And that is it for that card. So these are all mixed. All my gems that you'll see, a lot of them in these little tubs that I bring out are from AliExpress. Just a 10 ml or 10 grams, whatever, of mixed gems. So I've got all different colours. So that is that one. So that is one card, two cards done for this. Oh, let's see, there's a gem there that's escaped. So that is card number 2 and number 1, obviously. Excuse me. So I'm just going to bring that one in as well. So that's how that one sits. That is one of my favourite cards to make, is a tent fold, an easel card. Tent folds are another one. This one is another one that I like making. This type of card. So yeah, that is all the 2 cards for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like what you see. Please do like my video, or like the videos. Please do subscribe if you like what you see. And if you do have any questions, or there's anything that you would like to see from any of my other videos that I've shown, from all my unboxing stuff from Hunkydory, and I will try to accommodate if I can. But at the moment I'm going to be doing a lot of Christmas video or cards with, because it's leading up to Christmas now. So we're in December and I need to get some more Christmas cards made ready to give out. So the next few videos that I do will be Christmas ones, and then in the new year I'll go back to using some of my other stuff that's not Christmas related, because people will be, well, you won't be making Christmas cards in January, so yeah. So anyway, enough of me rambling. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please do take care, and until next time, bye bye for now.